Hey, did I think they said if you have a downward view, you lose 50 pounds, right? Did I lose 50 pounds?
What are you down to now?
Yeah, I just lost. I'm down to 230. Wow. Hello, all, and welcome to Hockey on Tap podcast. This is episode 17, round 2, fight. I'm your host, Bill Dean. I'm here, of course, with my two co-hosts, Steve Echeverry and Mike Sandello. My arms are getting really tired, a.k.a. Little Steven Schwim. We just give him a co-host name, Mr. Shorts Guy. He'll be with us for as long as he can. I'm putting this down, man. My arms are on fire.
Oh, man. Look, you just gained like 50 pounds.
Oh, the real you.
God damn it.
Whoa.
I was looking so good, too.
You kind of remind me of a reporter I know.
Oh,
there go our numbers. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah, but basically, where'd that skinny guy just go? Well, everybody,
we missed him.
How was your hockey days? The playoff games, I'm sure we watched, but let's do beers first before we get into that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Shorts, go ahead.
Start us off.
All right. I'm finishing. I've got two here. I'm finishing a 60-minute because I was grilling dinner prior to this. But I am also trying a beer out of my normal character. I am trying the Artisanal Brew Works Irish Cream Multiple Infinities. It is a stout. I have no idea how it's going to be. I do not like stouts, but I figured, hey, what the hell? I'll give it a shot.
Explore. I'm drinking, surprise, surprise, another freaking sour. This is Ecosphere by Finback Brewery, sour ale brewed with cherries. It's really light. It's actually not that sour. It's not bad. Schwim went to Finback 2 weekends ago, I think, and got a whole mess of beers, brought them home. The other one, I think, Mountain one is pretty good. This one's not bad so far, I guess.
On that same trip, I went to Equilibrium and got this bad boy. If you can see that. Super Fractal Marshmallow set. It's the triple IPA. They have a bunch of different sets. This is their newest one. This just came out when I went there a couple weeks ago. Triple IPA, 10%. They describe it as being like rainbow Skittles and orange, like an orange ice cream sickle pop. I get the creamsicle. I don't get the Skittles, but pretty damn good so far.
Helping a Bruce.
Okay. So I have two beers. I'm going Two Roads Workers' Comp. It's a farmhouse ale. It's pretty decent. I'm not nothing to write home about, and then I also got for later Laminar Flow. It's a fruited sour ale, and it has mango as well as Marukuya.
Oh, he said it right.
Oh!
Which is passion fruit for your English-speaking folk.
Wow.
Anyways, boys, let's get to what's on tap for today's episode. Here is our weekly snapshot. So, unfortunately, on Tuesday, Hockey Hall of Famer Dale Howchuk passed away from stomach cancer. He was nominated to the Hall of Fame in 2001. He was drafted by the Jets in 81 and put Winnipeg on the map. He was a Calder winner, and he was actually the youngest at the time to win the Calder and get 100 points in a season. He led Peg to a 48-point improvement, which is still the largest single-season turnaround in history, which is, the achievements that Howard Chuck had are just awesome. Early comparisons were to Gretzky. Obviously, injuries and just, Gretzky's a tough name to come up to, but he was a 5-time All-Star, played for Peg for 9 seasons. JJ, who is a recurring guest, he played for Buffalo for 5. He also played for the Blues and Flyers 1 season apiece. He did play in the Stanley Cup Finals in 96, 97. He did lose to the Red Wings, but, he got a good send-off. He retired at, like I said, 34 with 518 goals, 1,400 points in only 1,100 games. He did add 30 goals and 99 assists in 97 playoff games. He also, believe it or not, is the longest-serving coach of the Barrie Colts, which was 10 years.
Wow.
And one more fun fact. He actually broke Hockey Hall of Famer Guy Lafleur's record by scoring all 8 goals in an 8-1 victory as a peewee in a tournament in Montreal. Pretty amazing. A little peewee just dancing around everybody else. So pretty good stuff there. I do remember Howard Chuck playing for Philly. in that Cup final in 96, 97. He obviously wasn't what he was, but he was a good third liner for that team. It's a sad day for obviously, well, sad day on last Tuesday, but a good hockey player and a very good human being passed away. So, you guys got anything on any memories?
I mean, I grew up starting to watch hockey in the early to mid '90s, and I mean, he was always the big name, one of the big names out there. So watching him and getting to watch him play, underappreciated for sure, because I guess expectations were super high. But I mean, his accomplishments was still great, Hall of Famer, and gone too soon.
One of the great names, I think, in the league also, Howard Chuck.
Yep,
that's a great name.
Yeah, I'd agree with you with that. Yeah, great player, gone too soon. However, Steven, that accomplishment he had, having 8 goals in a game, you were one short of that last Tuesday.
I was.
One more goal.
You put Steve up there with Dale Howard Chuck any time of the week. It's
yeah. I mean, seven goals in a game is I'm impressed with myself. I don't know how it happened. I blacked out for most of it, but I heard that
it's
against a bunch of scrubs. That's all right.
Well, I was going to say it was against an Adana Chavarria. I mean, he really sucks, but
wow.
And
Dan, we love you.
And how many goals did Billy Bean have?
I had 4. No, I had 3. I had 3 that game, 5 the game before that. Hey, I got 8 goals in 2 games.
I think you beat him.
No, I beat you last week.
I think you had 1 goal last week.
No, we had 1 goal last week.
We had a bet who would score more, and I outscored you.
I had 3 the week before that. I had 5 the week before that. When did I have the?
It must have been before because it wasn't last week.
All right, fine. 6 goals in 2 games is still pretty good. So shove off.
I had 7 and 1.
Yeah, I don't care. Other news: Todd Reardon was fired from the Capitals.
Toodles.
No love lost there. I saw an article saying either Babcock or Gallant for Washington, so that's interesting.
I heard Gallant.
I know Babcock's in Vermont right now, helping one of his old buddies. I guess as an not assistant, but unpaid volunteer. Other news: Svechnikov will be ready for the start of next season. He had a high ankle sprain, which he got against the Bruins. Ovi, Alex Ovechkin, contract talks are going to wait now until training camp. I guess he wants just some time off to be with family. The Caps could also re-sign Holtby, I saw. So we'll see what happens, maybe on a 1-year deal, depending on cap restrictions and who they can get rid of. The Pens, another article, they could trade either goalie. I guess the GM, and you could talk a little to Steve, but I guess the GM said that he'd be open to either one staying and either one going.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's fairly obvious. I mean, barring some kind of unforeseen circumstance, Tristan Jarry is going to be their goalie. He's going to be their number 1 guy, and he should be their number 1 guy. And the price is going to be right for him, comparatively, if they're going to go after one of the big UFA goalies right now. I think it's just easier to sign Tristan Jarry. I know Rutherford was talking about how he's already been in contact with some GMs and just kind of putting the feelers out. So there have been trade talks already. Nothing super serious, of course, because it's still very early. But I can't imagine somebody other than Tristan Jarry starting for Pittsburgh next season. So you never know. You never know with Jim Rutherford, but I think it's Matt Murray who's definitely gone.
So Steve, what about with the post made by Fleury's agent on Sunday, either Saturday or Sunday, a return of Fleury to Pittsburgh?
Okay.
If things go sour in Vegas with that post, I don't know if anyone didn't see it. It was quite the scene. It was Fleury making a save and a sword, made to look like the shoulder logo.
Sword directly through
nice
his
and
back,
bloody.
S-word.
straight through his heart with the name DeBoer on it. There's been a lot of talk about this, Dean. I guess we're jumping right to this news article first since we're talking about it. But this is
you talking about Fleury?
It's certainly worth a little discussion, especially it ties into the Pittsburgh goalie
I was actually
situation.
going to talk about it in the series, but we could do that. We could do it now. That's fine.
Yeah. Of course, everybody talks about Marc-Andre Fleury coming to Pittsburgh potentially because of all this. But I mean, I'll just start off by saying I would say it's extraordinarily unlikely because Marc-Andre Fleury, I don't think is looking to go somewhere where he's either going to be a backup or split time. He is a starter, and in his mind, he is typically devastated when he loses a starting position. So it's been a rough couple seasons for him for sure. And then there's, of course, he came out and had his little press conference where he gave some quotes about it, where he had told Alan Walsh's agent to take the picture down, but actually never really denied anything that the picture kind of depicted there. Never came out and said, I know he said he's a team guy, and he came out and said he's here for his team, he's here with his team, and he's here to win with his team. But he, the funny thing about this is, first of all, I mean, we'll get into the matchups, but I think Vegas is going far. So this is kind of Vegas's cup to win almost.
They look really good
in my mind with how strong they go. We'll talk
and
about
that
more later.
Who picked Vegas?
Probably not.
All right,
Melvin did. But anyway, so the situation they're getting themselves into here potentially is one, Robin Lehner is a UFA at the end of this season. So maybe they're banking on re-signing him. I don't know if there's been discussions or if there's some sort of verbal agreement in place, but there's a strong possibility that Robin Lehner leaves in free agency and Marc-Andre Fleury demands to be out of Vegas. And then Vegas is kind of starting from square one as to trying to find a goalie, because the one thing they don't have, and the reason why they traded for Robin Lehner, is they have no goalie depth whatsoever. So they could find themselves in a tricky situation come next offseason. That's all, pending on what they do in these playoffs. So, I mean, it would look great if they end up winning it all, the moves that they make. But, yeah, I don't know if you guys have more to add on that, but just to answer your question, Shorts guy. I
just looked up and saw That's pretty fantastic, actually.
Yeah, really,
I think we should just all take a moment and enjoy this.
The short answer is no. I do not believe Marc-Andre Fleury will be a Penguin next season because of numerous reasons. Salary, of course, it's going to be hard to move him anywhere. He also has a limited no movement clause where he can give a list of 10 teams not to be traded to. And the funny thing is, if Alan Walsh and Marc-Andre Fleury want to be jerks about this, they certainly can be, and make life very difficult for Vegas ownership to ship him out, to get rid of that contract. So they might have the situation, I think, was handled very poorly. Although I can't say that I don't agree with what they've done, because obviously they're doing everything to win now, and I think it's obviously working out very well. Robin Lehner is playing very, very well and has since he got over there. So you can't blame him for making the moves, but still not the best way to go about doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree. When you have a hot goalie, you got to go with the hot goalie. And Lehner is definitely the guy. I was talking about that on the Let's Go Devils podcast last night, because obviously there's not much Devils to talk about. But, if Vegas is looking to move goaltenders, I've got a goalie that we can offer to Vegas.
Shorts guy?
If there are yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, I would take the job. But I'm talking about Corey Snyder. A little bit more of a proven. I mean, I will be an e-bug. I will whore myself around the league to be an e-bug, but yeah, I'll.
Sure, so you have to e-bug around the league, and we have to be your entourage, and just go with you everywhere. Yeah.
By the way, AJ Dean, I'm just going to answer your question and say
he was waiting for you.
I'm not wearing this shirt in honor of the new Batman movie.
You're wearing it in honor of Colin Farrell because you're a huge Colin Farrell fan.
Yeah, that's why. Because I just love Colin Farrell.
So, other news: Robbie Fabry got a 2-year extension with Detroit. This is also the 4th straight week with no positive COVID test for the NHL, so they're doing a
how's the NFL
job keeping them safe. Yeah, not good. So actually, we were talking about that up at the lake, but apparently the New Jersey testing center that had the 80-something positive cases was they were all false negatives or false positives.
Yeah. Yep. They were false positives. That's what they're blaming it on. I don't believe a word that says.
Good job, lastly, Rangers are still taking calls on the first overall pick. There's been a lot of trade rumors out there. I haven't liked very many of them, but they're still out there. So everybody's calling up trying to get Lafreniere. So pretty good stuff. All right,
going Going back to
Devils
that
have a
Reardon,
goaltender for you.
Yeah, I know. Shorts guy, the e-bug.
Not giving you a hand.
Going back to that
Not getting
Reardon,
Hank.
that Reardon firing in Washington. I need to mention my friend Jeffrey Turner, who pointed it out to me, because I did not see the handshake line post game when it was over. I just kind of turned away. But I don't know if did you guys see the exchange between Trotz and Reardon
I didn't see
at
it.
the end there?
No, I saw Trotz and Holtby.
You get snubbed?
No, it wasn't a snub. It was like pretty aggressive. Trotz walked over to the bench. Reardon was still on the bench. Walked up to him and basically Reardon stopped on the bench and shook his hand. And it looked like Trotz just like yanked him out of the bench and like he stumbled a little bit out the door of the bench. It was a strange little exchange. I don't know what exactly happened, or obviously Reardon worked as Trotz's assistant in Washington. I would imagine there's no bad blood, but
yeah, I can't imagine.
It looked a little aggressive.
He didn't go out his way to get him, not re-signed. So, I was gonna say I saw the Holtby and Trotz thing. They were talking for a little while after. So obviously, the Caps, they all love Trotz, and he meant a lot to them, obviously with the cup and stuff. But all right, so scoring leaders through Monday: Nathan MacKinnon with a whopping 16 points, 6 goals, 10 assists. He leads the league by 3 points over the second place finisher Pettersson with 4 goals, 9 assists. Heiskanen also has 3 goals, 10 assists. Next on the list, Nazem Kadri 6 and 6. Aho still has 3 and 9. Brayden Point 5 and 6 for 11. O'Reilly 4 and 7 for 11. And Mikko Rantanen with 3 and 8 for all 11 points. There's a bunch of guys tied at 10. Stone, JT Miller, Riley Smith, Pierre-Luc Dubois, David Krejci, Josh Bailey, those Islanders fans, excuse me, Quinn Hughes, and Gabriel Landeskog. Yeah, I know.
Every damn episode.
Here's a pretty good one. So Connor McDavid has been out of the playoffs for 2 rounds now, and he still is tied for 15th with 9 points.
He cannot stop fawning over
I know.
Connor McDavid, even though he's not even playing anymore.
It's not like he's on the Rangers or anything.
Give the guys who are still in the tournament some credit here. Nathan MacKinnon,
I did.
By the way, right now,
Heiskanen.
I said
fourth highest.
6 goals, 10 assists.
Nathan MacKinnon is 4th highest points per game in NHL history currently with 45 points in 34 games.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Miro Heiskanen has 3 goals, 10 assists in 10 games. He's the 8th D-man since Paul Coffey did it in 89 to accumulate 13-plus points in the first 10 playoff appearances. He needs 2 points to match the franchise record, 15 points by Craig Hartsburg in 81, which were then the Minnesota North Stars. So give those guys some credit. Connor McDavid is pretending to play golf.
Connor McDavid.
He had a lot of points in a terrible, no defensive, horrible goaltending series.
Goaltending, yep.
All right, fine, whatever. Nathan MacKinnon, Pavelski, Nazem Kadri, Goryanov, Horvat, and Bolivier, all with 6 goals, lead the league. All right, let's get into some series notes from the round. Beauvillier, I don't care. He's oblivious.
What'd you say?
Bolivier.
Oh, they said you didn't say
Beauvillier.
You pronounced the
Bolivier. You said Bolivier.
Bolivier.
Yeah, I say Bolivier. And Bolivier. Yeah, all right, fine. He's an Islander. All right, so let's go to the East real fast. Flyers, Canadians. Flyers won the series 4-2. We left off with Game 4. Philly won 2-0 with a shutout. Philly would actually have back-to-back shutout wins for Hart. He'd have 29 saves in that Game 4. Carey Price had 20. Raffle with the game-winning goal. Game 5, Montreal wins 5-3 to stave off elimination. Joel Armia with 2 goals. Suzuki with a goal and assist. Voracek with 2 goals and an assist. Drouin, Couturier, and Giroux all with 2 assists. Price, what?
Not you. Sorry, I was
sorry, Matt
commenting.
I don't agree, Matt Junior. But
wow, that is crazy, Matt Junior. Nico will meet or surpass McKinnon's numbers. He will follow a similar development path as him. Shorts guy, we talked about Nico this weekend. So Shorts guy, give us your take as a Devils fan.
Nico Hischier?
Yes.
I'm a big fan of what he did to spend this time away from hockey to do his civic duty in Switzerland. I think that those skills that he's going to learn, or that he has learned or is learning with the Swiss military will go very far for the Devils. We were talking this weekend. I don't think he'll become like that massive number one stud scorer, but I think he's going to do very well. I think he's going to be a leader for the Devils. I think he's going to be all positive for us. I think he's going to be, one of the top guys, but I don't know if he'll always consistently be the top guy. But I am very happy where things are trending. I know he's definitely on the trajectory to be the next captain, as far as I'm concerned. If it doesn't go to Palmieri, it'll go to Hischier. And then, the Devils just got to start building some people around him to just give him something. But I think he is going to do well. I think he's going to have a great career, and I think he's going to be a fantastic leader for us in the end.
No, he could be a good leader, and obviously he's going to be a very good defensive forward, but to say either McKinnon or Bergeron is, A, unfair to the kid, and B, you're talking about two fantastic players. I mean, it takes a lot to get to that, to that level. We joke around saying guys, can be that good, but to be Bergeron and to be McKinnon, that's a tough thing, and it's a tough thing to put on a young kid.
I think Bergeron is a more realistic comparison, although Bergeron is, his two-way play is Hall of Fame worthy. So Nico's got a long way to go to even match that, but I think as far as style and maybe point production,
I think that's more realistic than McKinnon.
Yeah. McKinnon is
I think he could emulate Bergeron more so than McKinnon.
Yeah.
All right, so back to Game 5 for Flyers Canadians. Montreal won 5-3. Price had 26 saves, Hart with 28. Game 6, Philly won 3-2, ended the series. Hart with 31 saves. Price only had 14. Basically, and I did a pretty good thing. I just did MVP and LVP. So MVP for Philly had Hart. He had a .936 save percentage, 2 shutouts in the series. Suzuki for the Canadians had 5 points. LVP, I actually made a joke, and it's more the loser of the series, but the top Philly forwards were god-awful in that series. They had one goal apiece. Or one goal, not one goal apiece, one goal through all 5.
Yeah.
And then on the other side for Montreal, Gallagher's jaw was the loser.
That poor guy.
So, but it was funny. I think was it Vigneault actually? Harp was trolling him, saying that it didn't look like it was broken because he was yapping at the ref the whole time, and it was like
that's what I'm saying. He's a big yapper. Now he's probably got his mouth wired shut.
But it's actually funny because Gallagher was making fun of Stepan in 2014 when Brandon Pruss broke Stepan's jaw. He was saying that all he did was yap it and talk to the ref, and had a broken jaw. But anyways, let's go to Capitals Islanders. We finished off with Game 4. Washington won 3-2. Ovi had 2 goals. Kuznetsov with a goal and an assist. Carlson actually showed up, 2 assists. Holtby had 24 saves. Varlamov with 26. Game 5, Islanders shut him out 4-0. Ended the series. Beauvillier with 2 goals. Bailey with a goal and 2 assists. Beauvillier. Beauvillier. Shit.
Large Bouvier.
Anyways,
was on.
Varlamov with the 21 save shutout. Holtby only had 13 saves in that last game. MVP was Mr. Oblivious with 3 goals for me for Islanders. And then for the Washington side of things, I gave the MVP to the Washington Football Club because now all the press is for them. The
Great
loser
team name, by the way.
Yeah, the loser for the Islanders side, I put New York City area TV because they're very boring. And then for the loser side of Washington, I gave the nod to the Nationals, who still get no love after winning the World Series last year.
You told me this today, Dean. I had no idea that they won the freaking World Series. I had no idea. Oh my God!
No love. They win the World Series. COVID, everything else happens, and they don't get any press. It's hysterical.
I mean, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I usually know who's won a sports championship. I had no idea that they won the friggin' World Series.
I thought it was Houston.
No, Houston lost to Washington. Houston won 2 years ago. That's the cheating asterisk thing.
No, but everything got overshadowed. Everything got overshadowed by the Houston cheating scandal.
Yeah.
See. So that's how much I know.
No clue. Exactly.
So,
don't take me to baseball trivia.
Yep.
Bruins Hurricanes. We finished off Game 4. Bruins won 4-3. DeBrusk with 2 goals. Marchand had a goal. Kasha with 2 assists. Aho had an assist. Jarl Halak had 16 saves. Reimer had 29. Reimer started game 4, and then and they lost. And then game 5, they go right back to Mrazek. I mean, the goaltending for the Hurricanes, I literally
not good.
Just a terrible decisions by what I think is a good coach. But anyways, game 5, they won 2-1. Bruins top line had 6 points. Mrazek with 25 saves. Halak had 23. My MVP was Krejci for the Bruins. He had 3 goals, 5 assists. Marchand on the other also had 3 goals, 4 assists. They were lights out for the Bruins. Aho had 4 points. He was the leader. My LVP was Jack Edwards just because he's an idiot. And
we all hate him.
For the Hurricanes, their first round pick is also the loser because he's a Ranger. And their Twitter account handler. So listen to this: the Twitter account handler. He cheers the Caps losing, but literally just before that they had lost themselves. So he was cheering that the Caps had lost when their team was just ousted out of the playoffs. So good job for that guy.
Well done,
Lightning Blue Jackets. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say whoever's in charge of that Hurricanes Twitter handle had some pretty solid stuff in that
They
first
have good stuff,
in the play-in. In the play-in in the first round, it's like some teams hire someone that's great, and then other teams, it's just you don't notice it, but it gets a lot of pop for your team if you got someone if you have an organization that gives someone that leeway to say, go have fun, don't cross the line, but go have fun. Yeah. And I gotta imagine that's what the Hurricanes Twitter guy is. It's because some of those things were really good.
No, he has some good stuff. Obviously, after that OT game with Tampa, where it was the 5 overtimes, he was like, "Excuse me, NHL, where we're supposed to be playing right now." He was just trolling.
That was funny.
All right, so Lightning Blue Jackets. Lightning get the series 4-1. We leave off with game 5. They had that 5-4 overtime winner. Point with the goal, 2 assists. He actually had the 2 overtime winners in the series. Surley with a goal and assist. Kuch had 3 assists. Atkinson, Gavrikov, 2 assists each. Foligno had a goal and an assist. Fassi had 37 saves. Korpisalo had 20. Excuse me, man. MVP was Braden Point. Like I said, he had 2 overtime game-winning goals and 7 points. Dubois on the other side was 6 points. He played really well. It was his coming out party. Losers, Stamkos' body, because who the hell knows what's going on right now.
He's done. He's going to be like this the rest. He's done. I'm telling you, he's going to be one of those guys that plays like 20 games this season, if that, every year now.
It's looking like it.
And then loser for Columbus, the media for losing Torts' rants, because obviously they're just fantastic. We're all
going to miss them.
That's a loser. That's a loser for all of us.
I know. That's why a loser in general. Yeah.
Yeah, he had like a 7-second post game conference.
It was great. That's why
the last game or one of the games.
So
he's like,
good for the NHL.
It's so great. He just wished everybody well. Like I don't want to talk to you and left.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm not talking about.
Fantastic.
What did he say? He wasn't talking about the wishy-washy stuff, and he just got up and left.
I think it was after Game 4 or something like that. He was like, "I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about moral victories. I hope everybody stays safe." Bye. And he got up and left.
Yep.
It was fantastic. It was great.
All right, let's go to the Western Conference. We leave off with Golden Knights, Blackhawks. Golden Knights would win 4-1. Game 4, Chicago wins 3-1 to stave off elimination. The depth scoring for Chicago, helped out. Crawford had 48 saves. I remember we were watching that game. He was ridiculous. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Leonard had 22 saves. Yeah, it should have been a
sweep if not for Crawford in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Game 5, Vegas wins 4-3. Patches, Max Pacioretty, Mark Stone, and Tuck each had a goal. Carlson had 2 assists. DeBrincat, Kane, and Taves both all had goals. Crawford had 35 saves in the elimination game. Leonard with 23. MVPs, I had Riley Smith, who had 6 points. Patty Kane for the other side, he had 5. You could have given it to Crawford, but I still think that Crawford had some up and down games. So the LVP is the loser is the Vegas Strip because obviously no one can party on it. And then the loser for the Blackhawks is bloated contracts because someone's going to get cut, and we'll see who it is. I'm probably sure it's Seabrook, but we'll see. Avalanche Coyotes. Avalanche would win 4-1. Game 4, Colorado wins 7-1. McKinnon, Rantanen. That McKinnon to Rantanen to Kadri goal was absolutely filthy. Mm-hmm. Kadri with 2 goals and assists. Landeskog 2 assists. Mack had 2 assists. Rantanen with a goal and an assist. goalies didn't really face. Well, Kemper faced a lot. He faced a lot of shots, but he only saved 18 of them. Game 5, I was telling you guys, Game 5, I looked at the score sheet. It was 7-1. I was like, wait, did I just read Game 4's score sheet? They would go on to win 7-1. Kadri with another 2 goals. Landeskog with 2 assists. McKinnon with 2 goals, 2 assists. Rantanen 2 assists, and then the goalies, played okay. MVP was McKinnon. He had 10 points in the series. Kadri had 7 with 5 goals, and 3 of them being game winners. Kemper on the other side. I mean, he looked just. You felt bad for him because he was just getting murdered out there. But he did have a good series. Obviously, the 2 end games. I think he just got tired after a long playoffs. LVP, the loser is obviously Colorado Wildfires. They really need winner. And then Phoenix Suns. I don't know if you guys saw this. The Phoenix Suns.
No, what?
For Phoenix. No. So there's an article out there that the Phoenix Suns had a lady come in and 10 of their guys were satisfied in a row.
Okay. All right.
So Phoenix Suns took all the heat off of the Arizona Coyotes. Now the Coyotes can just go home, sleep well at night, and not have to worry about a thing.
Wow.
Now you're making
take a look.
You're making an assumption that people in Arizona care about the Coyotes to begin with.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, sorry to Arizona Coyotes. But there's some pretty good memes and stuff. How one of their best players is Devin Booker, and they said that he went first, and he goes, and I think the thing was, no, I'm the finisher. Oh man! All right, so let's get off this. Stars versus Flames. Stars won 4-2. Game 5, Dallas won 2-1. Ben Klingberg each had a goal. Talbot 30 saves. Khudobin 28. Game 6, Dallas wins 7-3. Gurianov with 4 goals and an assist. He had a great game. Pavelski with a goal and 2 assists. Yeah, 7 straight goals.
7 straight.
Pavelski goal and 2 assists. Heiskanen with 1 goal, 3 assists. Gaudreau had a goal.
Talbot.
Yeah. Khudobin 38 saves.
Rittich, he lets in 4 goals.
Rittich left in 11-3 and 9 shots.
So it's 3-3. Why would you pull him?
I don't know.
Talbot 4 goals on 15 shots. Rittich let in, like I said, 3 goals on 9 shots.
That's another team that just has like 2 goalies that aren't bona fide number ones, in my opinion. I think that them and Carolina are 2 teams that are you don't have a bona fide number one. These guys are decent goalies, but not.
Well, Talbot's a UFA.
Number one. Both these teams need to get like a bona fide number one goalie.
Mm-hmm.
And Edmonton. Edmonton's another team that needs a goalie like that.
MVP, Miro Heiskanen, 3 goals, 8 assists. He was ridiculous. MVP and LVP for the Flames was Sam Bennett. He had 5 points, but now you're going to lose his mustache. So that's obviously
it's unfortunate.
Loser for Dallas is Bishop's health. I mean, what the heck's going on with him?
He's another one. Can never stay healthy.
Yeah. All right, last series before we get to our new matchups. Blues, Canucks.
Hurry up.
Blues, Canucks win 4-2. All right, let's just go to LVP. Who cares about the series? Let's just go to LVP and MVP, LVP. Ryan O'Reilly with 8 points. Pettersson had 9 points. LVP is Binnington's Bloom because obviously he did not have a good series. And in Vancouver, the Rioters because now they have to wait another series to loot and destroy their town. Semifinal round matchup analysis. All right, guys. So do you have any comments quickly before we go?
Nope. Yeah, Vancouver hadn't won a best-of-7 series since their Western Conference final in 2011. And no Canadian team has won since '93, so Vancouver is the last one.
I think that was a record also in that one game they were down by 3 and then scored 7 straight. That's I don't think that they said that's never happened. A team that was down by 3
won by Dallas
by 4. Or I'm sorry, the Dallas game won by 4 more goals. So that was I think a first time in the NHL playoffs. And shout out to my boy Braden Point, 2 overtime winners, game 1, game 5. Gotta love him. All right,
not yesterday.
Yeah, I would love the game winner from him yesterday.
So the semifinal round matchup analysis. We'll go Flyers, Islanders, then we'll do Lightning, Bruins afterwards. Flyers need more from their top players. Obviously, we've talked about that. Their top 5 just can't score. Konechny, Hayes, Giroux, JVR, and Couture all are just 1 combined goal in the playoffs. Carter Hart's played great versus the Habs. He had a 943. In the total playoffs, he had a 943 postseason overall, which leads the bubble goalies. They were outscored 13-11 by the Habs. Voracek had 7 points in that series. Style points obviously don't matter, though. For the other side, New York Islanders, Barry Trotz. I mean, he's been great for the Isles. New York Islanders D has allowed only 8 goals versus the Caps, 3 goals at 5-on-5, which is crazy. And they have not allowed more than 30 shots in a game, which is very impressive. I'm going to give a lot of love to the Islanders. They score near the net. They have 8 of 17 goals at the goal mouth. So getting a lot of greasy, dirty goals.
I know about greasy goals and grease.
Yeah, greasy. They've outscored their opponents 11-4 in the third period. They have 3.33 goals per game, which is the 4th highest in the tournament versus 2.78 in the regular season. Their depth is an issue, though. The top 2 lines seem to be the only thing that's scoring. Obviously, the goaltenders, Varlamov is 7-2, 1.67 goals against, and a 934 save. The Flyers are 7-0 when scoring first in the postseason. Here's a couple little quick tidbits on the coaches. So Trotz and Vigneault rank 4th and 10th, respectively, in games coached in history. I actually didn't realize Vigneault was that high, or even Trotz for that matter. Then they've done, they have the wherewithal and stuff to sit guys like Derek Brassard and JVR in games that could mean a lot. When you sit veterans like that, guys that could mean something, it shows your whole club you mean business. So that's good stuff. Mm-hmm. Philly has a 10% on the power play, 80% on the PK, and the Islanders have 15% at 75. Who's your X factors, guys? Because I got Giroux and Barzal, because you need Giroux to score and you need Barzal to score for both those teams to get going.
Are we doing picks also right now for the series?
Take a pick too. Yep.
Oops. The X factor for Philly is that entire top unit who's just not scoring at all. Like they need them to score, and if they don't, they're not going to go.
Especially against Islanders,
they're not going to go. I don't know what's taking them so long. I feel like, there's so many times where we analyze like the superstars who are so slow to start a playoffs, but do they ever really find their touch at some point in the playoffs? By the time you see any glimpse of their touch that comes back, they're already eliminated, or they're about to be eliminated.
It's always too late.
They need something real fast, and to be completely honest, I don't think the Islanders are a team that those guys are then all of a sudden just going to start finding their scoring touch. I think the Islanders are too complete of a team, and their system is perfect to match the Flyers system also. Take away that speed, that skill, and make them grind, which the Flyers can do. But, they rely on speed and skill also. So if the Islanders can take that away, I don't see those guys coming around. And then, of course, my X factor always, I agree, Barzal needs to continue. JG Pageau needs to continue, but Barry Trotz always. It's a coaching match, and I think whenever the Islanders are matched up against any team, it's a coaching match. So, I think Trotz is going to have these guys going. I know the second period just ended with the Islanders currently up 1-0. Shots were grossly outmatched in the beginning. I think 13-3 or 14-3. Now it's a little closer. The Flyers have kind of picked up the pace a little bit here, but still 1-0 heading into the second intermission. I will make my pick of the New York Islanders in 6 games.
Ooh.
Schwim. What do you got?
Well, I'll give my pick right out of the way. I had the Islanders in 7. Philly doesn't really. I have been watching a lot of this game, but Philly doesn't look great. Islanders were all over them in the first period. I didn't see much of the second period, but first period it was. I think Philly's lucky to only be down 1-0 right now. So it's still maybe they can steal this game from the Islanders, but the Islanders, like their most notable person on the team is their coach.
Yeah, well,
it's Barry Trotz.
Barzal.
So
Barzal,
I don't know. Like when I think of the Islanders right now, I think of Barry Trotz and his coaching, his scheme, and the way he
their system,
the way he runs the team, calls it fits for how good did the Flyers look? Coming into the series, and I don't know if you guys saw the first period or not. The Flyers were all over them. It wasn't even close.
The Islanders.
They're what? Yeah,
we're all over.
All over Philly.
Yeah.
They could have been up way more than 1-0. But
Carter Hart had a
he had a really great glove save on who was it? I think it was Nelson.
Brock Nelson, yeah.
But yeah, I got the Islanders in 7.
Shorts.
I'm right there with Schwim. I have the Islanders in 7 as well. I think if the Flyers are going to even get to 7, Carter Hart's going to have to play big for them. The scoring for Philly, they're going to have it. They're already having a tough time. They're going to have a tough time against the Islanders. Barry Trotz is huge in this series, and
he's an X factor.
He is an X factor, and it kind of makes sense though, because the GM is Lou Lamoriello, and when he was the Devils GM, there was never really any one player to stand up heads and shoulders above the rest, except for Marty Brodeur was always just a full team aspect. So that right there is kind of par for the course with a Lou Lamoriello team. But the coaching matchup here with Vigneault and Barry Trotz is pretty interesting. But I don't think that Philly's going to win. I do think it's going to be Islanders. I think it's going to be 7. But an X factor for Philly to even get that far is going to be Carter Hart playing well, and this will be a good test for him. He's a very young goalie, and he has potential to be really good. There were talks about him and Blackwood being such young goaltenders and kind of having like a goalie rivalry. So I would love to see that, but we'll see, because the Flyers, once they have a good goalie, what they tend to do is they tend to trade him off somewhere.
That's true.
If he could put another good season or two, he has potential to get traded to another team for a pretty decent contract. So we'll see what Philly does, but it definitely Islanders in 7.
Yeah, Flyers in the second outshot New York Islanders 15-7. They just had a little stat on there that in games where the Islanders, or Barry Trotz, where he under 2 goals, he's 10-2 in 12 games.
Yeah.
So, so I mean, the Islanders have really impressed me. I joke around with Oblivious. He's been really good. So is the rest of the team. I haven't seen the depth scoring though in the third and fourth lines as much. And that does worry me a little bit. The Islanders, I know they're scoring a lot with the top line, but Philly's defense is pretty decent, and I can see them, having a tough time against some of those guys. I just wonder when that offense is going to wake up, when Philly's actually going to awaken, and I'm hoping that it's soon, because I took Philly in 7. So I'm going to be the lone jerk against you 3. So hopefully that comes back
we didn't do? We didn't announce the records from last round. I have to look that up. Well, I'll look that up while you guys talking about the next series. So let's get to the next series real fast, and then I'll find it all out. Well, all right, fine. Go ahead. What's your record? I was 6-2 last round for tops in the group.
Oh yeah, I think now that I think about it, me and Steve were 5-3, and Shorts guy was 4-4.
Yep.
Yeah, I was 50%.
Yeah. So don't listen to any of us. Is basically what we're telling you.
Except me for the second round or the first round.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, so let's go to the second East series, Lightning Bruins. I actually forgot to say that the Flyers versus Islanders in the regular season, Islanders won all 3 games, so we'll see what happens. Lightning versus Bruins. Lightning took the season series 3-1. I'm not including the round robin games. The top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference during the regular season. It does suck that it's this early. You would figure that should be an Eastern Conference Finals matchup, but it is what it is. The top line favors the Bruins, obviously, with Bergeron, Marchand, and Mr. Pasternak. But depth and D, I think, go to the Bolts. Stamkos, obviously, that absence looms. We joke around about it, but that's a huge hit to a team that needs scoring. Rask is obviously still out. Yeah, and their captain. Yeah. I mean, I do think he's probably in the room, and he's obviously helps on the bench a little bit, but he's still there. It just sucks to have him on the ice and see that. Oh wow, Deep Blue Sea 3 previews just on the TV.
When are we watching it? That's all I want to know. When are we getting together to watch it?
Jarl Halak is 3-1 in the postseason with a 2.29 goals against average and a 9.12 save. Vasi, who looked a little better in the Columbus Blue Jackets series, I don't think Schwim will even tell you. I don't think he's had the best of games, but he is 6-2 with a 1.98 and a 9.27 save. Tampa Bay's power play was 0-10 versus Columbus.
Yep.
The Bruins scored 8 of 15 versus the Canes on 5-on-5, so they're not scoring really on 5-on-5 either. We'll get into game 1 in a second, but fun fact, with 3 assists in the OT winner versus Columbus, Nikita Kucherov is the all-time postseason scoring leader for the Bolts with 70 points. He passes what Tampa Bay legend? No, not Vinny.
S?
Marty St. Louis.
Marty St. Louis.
68 points. My X
Actually, no,
factors
I think Hedman just passed Vinny with his 2 goals last night for points.
Oh. But yeah, he passed Marty St. Louis, who had 68. So Kucherov is the new all-time postseason scoring leader for the Bolts. My X factors are Cirelli and Krejci. Obviously, if Krejci keeps scoring for the second line, that's going to be hard to beat. Cirelli, we talked about him in the first series. He did have a couple good games at the end there, but he needs to step up and take that stammer role. And I know that's tough on a young kid, but they need it bad. All right, so let's go over. Well, Schwim, I'll let you do a game 1 analysis as well as just talking about the series.
So yeah, my first game recap was the power play continues to struggle. They're 0-10 against Columbus. I think they were 0-3 last night, so that's 0-13. Like, if you have Stamkos in the lineup, how many of those? What do you think you have? Maybe at least 2 or 3.
2
out of those, at least,
sure.
maybe.
Yeah.
So like, just that alone, they really need him. They had in the first period, they let up 15 shots, which is not good. And luckily, we're only down 1-0, but still. First period, horrible. They looked very, lazy and couldn't control anything. They had no puck possession. Second and third period looked better, but they were down 3-0, and that's a steep hill to climb to come back on. Power play. Again, it's an offer, but the first power play looked awful. The ones after, I think they had 2 more after that, looked better, but again, didn't score. I don't know. We should just start taking bets right now on who's going to score the next power play goal for Tampa. It might be like, I don't know, Cedric Paquette or somebody if they just throw somebody out there
Blake
randomly.
Coleman.
Okay, I don't care at this point. If it's a power play goal, I'll take it. The another key thing that I think happened, like Tampa was playing a lot better. They're down 2-0, and then like a minute and change into the third period, they let up a goal. Brad Marchand scores to make it 3-0. So they also had a goal waved off. I don't know if any of you guys saw this. Tyler Johnson, who's been pretty much invisible this whole playoffs, had a high stick. It was a blatant high. He hit it down, but it looked like it touched a Boston player. And then somebody else put it in and scored, and they immediately waved it off. I thought the rule was if it's played with a high stick, but a player on the opposite team touches it, then it's good to go. I don't know.
I don't know if it's just like,
or do they need control of it?
I think it needs to be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever it was,
or it was just.
But like I was watching the game and nobody made any comment whatsoever on it. So I would like to know more about that. Another thing I had. Kucherov, I don't know. To me, and I watch him all the time. Something's doesn't look right. Maybe he's in his own head. He can't. He's not scoring. He just doesn't look comfortable. I don't know what the hell's going on. But
which is crazy because I think he has 8 assists.
I know, and they're all like
has good
the
points.
goalies. He has 8 points, but like I've been watching him, and it just does not look good. It doesn't look like his normal self. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe he can turn. If he scores a goal or something, maybe that'll help his confidence. I think it's just confidence right now. That's why he doesn't look good. Braden Point, he's our best player by far, and it's by far, which is kind of sad. Last night, I think Hedman had like 7 shots on goal. Kucherov had 8 shots, no goals, and then everyone else only had 1 or 2 shots. That was it. Yeah,
and you said the Hedman had the 2 goals in the third.
Yeah. Which were kind of lucky. They were both bounces off a Boston player, but I don't care. As long as they go in, who cares? That's what they should be doing. They should be shooting pucks at the net and blocking Halak's view of it. If you can't see anything, your percent. Oh my God.
He's not
I thought he was going to go flying right off. That was cool. But anyway, so that first game sucked. I mean, it was 3-2, but it Boston won that game.
It wasn't that
I'm
close.
not going to say
They dominated.
it was a 3-2 game, but it wasn't close.
Yeah, they
in my
dominated the
opinion.
first two periods. I mean,
They did. Oh, another
It's tough.
thing, face-offs. This
Yeah.
friggin' team, their face-off percentage. I'm gonna next game. I'm gonna watch every offensive zone draw that they have. I'm gonna keep tabs on how many they lose, because that's all I was noticing in last night's game. The face-off. So I think the face-off percentage was 59-42 or something like that, or what? I don't know what the hell it was, but it was a lot. They had much more than Tampa, and but when I was watching it, I was noticing every offensive zone draw that they had, most of the time they would lose it, and that's huge. If you can win an offensive zone draw, you can control the puck, you can get shots from the point, you can get a rebound, and get a nice Italian greasy goal. So I don't know.
Greasy.
I think though, honestly though, I think game 2 they're going to come out like, okay, enough of
Barn
this
burners.
BS. Let's
Hopefully.
go. And I'm hoping they really come out flying in the second game, which is tomorrow.
Yep.
Tune in. So
Steve?
yeah, that's all I got. Game 1.
Schwim said enough. If you want me, are you giving your prediction, or you don't want to predict?
Oh yeah. Well, I got Tampa in 7.
All right, I'll also take Tampa Bay in 7. I was going to say the X Factor is Steven Stamkos, but I'm fairly confident he's not playing a single game.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
Series.
If they even go to the Cup, I don't think he's playing a game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly.
at this
So what?
point, it's
Is there any rumors on what it is?
All Cooper's been saying every time somebody asks him, "Oh, what's going on?" He's like, his only answer is he's rehabbing, and you really don't have to keep asking me. I'll let you know when I know something. So
Rehabbing what? What was his injury from the regular season?
I don't know. He had a lower body injury, and then he came back and was a full participant in practice, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, now he's
something
on
else
show.
happened. I don't know if it, and they never said if it was related to the or what, but who the hell knows at this point? I'm just so fed up that he's not. But I don't know. I'm like half glass, half empty on him coming back at all. I don't know. It doesn't sound good, but maybe I'll get a surprise and be excited. All of a sudden he'll be playing, because I don't think Cooper's going to say, like, if he knows he's coming back, he's not going to say anything until it's like game time and like, okay, Stamkos is in. That'll be nice. That'll be cool to see. They
Schultz, what do
actually
you
need
got?
him. Just power play alone, they need him.
Yeah.
I cannot say anything more than what Schwim already said.
I could say more, but what time is it?
No, I know you can. I'm gonna also go with Tampa in 7. I think that Boston can take some games away. I think Tampa needs to capitalize on the fact that it's not Tuukka Rask in net for Boston.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They gotta go after
I
him.
agree.
That's big.
I agree. Get traffic in front, because there have been some goals that he's let in that just have not been very good at all.
No.
Some of those goals, I think it was in the last round, there was a goal that went glove side that he just should have had. That his glove was angled wrong and it just went by. So with Rask out and Halak in, Tampa Bay has to take advantage of that.
Yes.
Tomorrow's an
have
important
to.
game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got it.
tomorrow's a huge game. You
And
have
then
to
they have
get
another
traffic
game.
in front of them.
It's back to back. Game 2 and game 3 are back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. It was going to be like 3 games in 4 days or something like that.
Yep.
I also did hear, I was kind of half paying attention last night. Didn't Vasi, he took over a record held by Ben Bishop. What was it, games played in the playoffs or something like that?
Yeah, playoff games. Yep.
Yeah. He now is the most games
Wait, that
played in
was
the playoffs
Bishop's
for the
record?
Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over Hobby Bullen, who won a cup. Really?
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of playoff appearances.
They went to a lot of things with Bishop. They went to the Cup finals. They went to a couple Eastern Conference finals. Yeah.
Although he was hurt. Or he got hurt in the.
He got hurt in the
And-
finals.
Right.
Yeah, that's when Fassi came in when he was a rookie.
Yeah.
And
That's who played in the playoffs.
and might I add, second string leather finally has a Lightning goalie that they're making
Yes.
wallets out of
Fine.
out of some goalie gear.
I might get one.
And
I
it's
might
Mike
do
Smith.
it. Yeah, I know.
Even though it's Mike Smith.
Yeah, probably not. I was excited when you sent me that, and then I saw that it was Mike Smith, and it's just like I was like, Damn.
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh no, that's Mike Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to send it to Schwim anyway. This is going to be a high and then a low.
It's like a movie with
so
a really cool preview, and then you watch it, and never mind.
Mike Goal Smith.
Yep.
So I got the Bolts. I was going to take them in 7, but since you guys all took 7, I'll take 6 just to make it a little
Okay, I
different.
like it.
Fair
Game
enough.
1, just some Game 1 stats. Bruins did win 3-2. Halak had 35 saves. Pasternak with a goal and assist. Marchand goal and assist. The Bruins are 27-2 when the little ball of hate scores. I also call him the Weasel because, man, he's fugly. Bergeron with an assist. Coyle had that nice tip for the first goal, which was pretty impressive.
That was a nice
Hedman,
tip.
like
I'll
I
give
said,
him that.
2 goals, point with the assist. But it wasn't enough in the third period after that late onslaught. Game 2 is tomorrow, so let's hope Schwim gets on the board.
Did you see that Marchand goal, by the way?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it was wide open in front. Did you see, behind the play, I think Chernek, takes him out of the play, and then all of a sudden Chernek just falls, and Marchand's by himself
I didn't see that.
in front of the net.
Marchand,
what happened?
Marchand almost hit Vasilevsky in the face with a stick from the follow through. Did you see that?
Because he was freaking close to him.
Yeah. he was like 2 feet.
Dean, I got one more stat.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're still going.
I'm going back to faceoffs. Faceoffs percentage. Tampa is the second worst team of the teams that are in the playoffs right now. Second worst team in the playoffs right now. Faceoff percentage. Yep.
So Schwim's not just making the second.
I'm not making this shit up. I'm sorry.
It's
Nope.
Oh, who's number 1? I don't know. I don't care.
Oh, well, come on. You gotta have those. You have to have
No,
trivia.
I'm looking at my team. They're the
God,
second
this
worst
guy.
team. I'm just showing how bad they are at faceoffs.
See, I was going to actually ask Schwim to put in some notes, like you guys each take a series and give notes, and I knew it would. It just I'd have to give him just the Tampa, and it'd all be just Tampa and nothing about.
I know
Boston.
Boston's top 2 or 3, but Tampa's the second worst. You know who the worst is? Here, I'll give you this. You know who the worst team is right now?
Didn't I just ask you what it was?
No, you said
I
who's
asked you
number
what the worst
1.
was.
Yeah.
Who's the worst?
You said number 1.
As being the worst.
meaning
You
who's
said
the
the
worst?
Number 1 means the best at
Tampa was
faceoff
two.
percentage.
God.
You said 2 was Tampa.
Second
Jesus
worst. I didn't say
Christ.
they were number. I said the second worst.
Yeah, second worst. So who's the first worst?
Who's the worst?
First worst. Who talks like that? You just say the worst.
Just
the
give
worst
us who is
team
it?
Play to
of
lose.
the teams left
Play to
in the
lose.
faceoff percentage is the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh my God,
Okay.
Jesus
And
Christ!
there's
We're gonna wait
team
for that
wrong
long.
people. So
All right.
that just goes
Speaking
to
of
show
the
how important
Golden
faceoffs
Knights,
are.
Knights versus Canucks, 1-1 season series. Two fun teams to watch battle it out. The Knights are 8-1 in the bubble, which is the best record to go with Steve's worst faceoff percentage nugget. They have a
Steve?
62.
My name's Steven?
Yeah,
Well, I said
No,
that it goes to show
Steve
how
said-
important faceoffs
yeah.
are. They're 8-1 in the playoffs.
this guy doesn't listen. He's got Tampa on the
I
brain.
literally just said
All right.
they're the worst team in the band. You're like Steve's faceoff percentage.
Yeah, because he said the nugget about it doesn't help them win or lose. So hence the
we can
8 and
move
1.
past this. We can move past
Wow,
this.
62.11 percentage expected goals percentage at 5-on-5, which is the best in playoffs. It's the battle of the top 2 lines.
What the hell does that
Besser, Pedersen, and Miller. Expected goals percentage. It means that when they're on the ice, they're expected to get 62% of the goals on a shift. See, these fancy stat guys, they just don't know. Besser, Pedersen, and Miller versus Stone, Carlson, and Pacioretty. Vegas has 16 players with a goal each. Vancouver has 13. They're the top 2. Markstrom, 7-3 with a 929 save percentage, a 4.05 goal save above average. They're going to obviously take on Leonard, who I think will probably start. Oh, he did start the first game, but he's 5-1 with a 2.26 goals against average. Travis Green, the coach for Vancouver, I think has been really good in this playoffs, and we'll see how his team reacts. The Canucks power play is 7-13 in wins and 0-10 in losses.
2-0.
Damn. Damn. Pajot? Who scored?
Yep, Peugeot.
Yep.
Yeah, JG. Great trade. Least penalized Vegas versus the most penalized Vancouver. And obviously special teams will be a huge factor. My X factors are Tuck and Besser, only because obviously he's our boy, but also when he does score, they do seem to win. So Brock
man.
Besser. Yeah, that was live play-by-play.
That was
Puck squirts out from the corner,
No one
and
there.
Pajot just roofs it.
By himself.
that
Look
was
at
a bone-storming
deflected
goal.
off his
Billy
glove.
Dean,
Deflected off
Billy
his glove.
Dean would have put that home.
deflect
No,
it
he
off the
wouldn't
board.
have. He had 2 opportunities like that on Tuesday, and I
No.
stoned him both times.
Yeah, no one cares about our stuff.
Well, yeah, when you're in there, yeah.
All right. Game 1. So before I get into you guys, game 1 notes. The Knights won 5-0. It was actually Leonard's first playoff shutout. He had 26 saves. Jam, good hands for that first goal. Marcia, so obviously for the guys that don't know Jam. The power play goal by Smith in the second. Mark Stone with that great deflection for the third goal. Obviously, Alex Tuck had the breakaway for the fourth, and then Patches gets the fifth with a beautiful feed from Mark Stone. Hughes and Besser were a -3 each. We love Brock, but that's not a great game.
Friends of the show.
Friend of the
Yep,
podcast,
friend of the pod. Markstrom had 29 saves. Thatcher Demko came in relief, had 5 saves of his own. Some quick funny stuff. So Reeves and Roussel, did you see that? That banner back and forth.
Yeah.
So
He
Roussel
was
goes up,
making chicken noises at him.
Yeah. So Reeves was clucking like a chicken, and Roussel went up and hugged Reeves and started whispering sweet nothings in his ear. Roussel actually got a 10-minute misconduct for that, so then Reeves came over the bench and gave him a thumbs up and just gave it away. This is actually a quote from Robin Leonard. He got a couple of extra save percentages out of me today. I hope he keeps it going. He's just poking the bear. We talked about the Fleury incident, so I won't go over that. But also pregame, the Canucks lineup by Chris Tanev. I don't know if you guys saw this, but he said that defenseman Quinn Hughes just woke up and combed his hair with a pork chop. Forward JT Miller's wife can chug a beer faster than him. Forward Bo Horvat now has the second biggest head in the NHL. And then forward Brock Besser's name is TJ, and it stands for Tuna Jr. So apparently Brock Besser's nickname is Tuna Jr.
Okay.
All right, guys, what do you got for the series? Who you taking, and who's your X factors?
I don't think I can. You struggle to really pinpoint an X factor for Vegas because they're so complete and have had scoring up and down the lineup. You can say Robin Leonard, he's been solid, I guess. But in this series, I think I really liked what I saw out of Vancouver against St. Louis, oftentimes impressing me a lot. In the last game, some of it is just very weak play by Jordan Binnington. I think that got St. Louis into some trouble, especially in games 1 and 2, and especially in game 6 there. But I think they're just completely outclassed with Vegas right now. And I think maybe you give them another year or two and they'll match up a little bit better. But I think Vegas is going to just end up steamrolling this team and winning 5.
5, wow. I got Vegas Vegas in 6. My X factor is usually it's the goalie. So I'm going Robin Leonard. They looked like top to bottom like the best, by far the best team in the playoffs right now. I mean, game 2 we'll see, but that first game was maybe like a wake up call to Vancouver. To be like, oh damn, like okay, this team's real. Like we might have to get going here, but yeah, I got Vegas in 6. They're my pick to win the Stanley Cup, which is crazy. They've only been in the league for friggin' 3 years. But yeah, Vegas in 6.
3 years, huh?
Yep.
Shorty?
Final.
I have Vegas in 6 as well, just like Schwim. I think X factors. I think Markstrom. If Vancouver's going to do anything, Markstrom's got to play well. He had a couple huge saves. I think it was the last game against St. Louis, or the second to last game. He can make these massive saves that just look ridiculous. He's going to need to do that if Vancouver's going to do anything. I think Quinn Hughes is also going to be an X factor. He has to play well. I'm hoping like hell that Jack is anywhere near what Quinn is looking like right now.
Yeah,
and hopefully Quinn Hughes' play is going to be a huge inspiration or motivator for Jack to just be like, all right, well, you have that, here's what I got, and just do much better. I do think Vegas is going to win in 6. I do think an X factor could be Marc-Andre Fleury's agent. Because should Robert Leonard, I keep calling him Robert. Should Robin Leonard have a bad game, or there's a decision that maybe DeBoer should have, if he gets to a situation where maybe DeBoer should pull him but doesn't, and it goes south, that what was that, a tweet or whatever, and that whole situation could really throw the locker room just into a mess, and could get a lot of people on Pete DeBoer for not playing Marc-Andre Fleury or going to him when he should. So I really do think that situation could, even though I'm picking Vegas, but if it starts going south, man, that could come back to really just divide the room and to just be a disaster. So that's my X factor is Fleury's agent.
I can't actually remember who I said I took on over the weekend when I was with you guys. I think I said Vegas, but I'd take probably Vegas in 6. I mean, I know I love Vancouver. I think their team is obviously full of talent, and they'll be there very soon. Legit Stanley Cup contenders. But Vegas is just too deep, and I love Brock Besser. I'm sorry, I'm watching this game. I'm watching Ivan Provorov, and man, he's got a beard and flow like you wouldn't believe. Philly actually just I saw their line before. They had Hayes skating with Giroux and Couturier, so obviously they're trying to load up right now. But anyways, I will take Vegas in 6. So let's go to our last series. Avalanche versus Stars. Stars actually took the season series 4-0.
Wow.
Stars' newfound offense, obviously that top line is scoring like crazy, versus the beastly top 6 that is the Avalanche. The McKinnon line is a 71.66% expected goals for average. And then obviously that second line with Burakovsky, Nazem Kadri, and Jonas Donskoy. This series is all about those 2 young D-men as well. You have Miro Heiskanen on Dallas, and you have Cale Makar on Colorado. It's going to be fantastic to watch, those two go at it. Grubauer with a .937 save percentage. Now, I wrote this down before Game 1. Obviously, Francouz is now the how do you say it, Steve? Sorry. Francouz is the new starter. He had a .958 save percentage. He came in relief of Grubauer, who got hurt. They're going to go against so it's actually the battle of the backups. Khudobin with a .919 save percentage. X factors, I'd put the 2 big guys, right? McKinnon and Heiskanen. If McKinnon could keep going the way he's going, they're going to be pretty unstoppable. And then same thing, Miro is doing fantastic things for the defensive core. He takes a lot off of that offense, being able to dish the puck and score too. That Game 1, I don't know if you guys watched, but Stars 5-3 win. Dallas's top line had 8 points. Ben with 3 assists. Sagan with a goal and an assist, which is his first goal of the playoffs. Radulov had 2 goals and an assist. Cale Makar played over 27 minutes. Rupe Hintz had the goal. He was moved actually to center on the third line. Pavelski with a great game. DNO, he was very noticeable. Khudobin played well, 28 saves. Grubauer got injured, obviously, after the second period. He had 7 saves on 10 shots. Francouz came in. He's going to start Game 2. He did allow 2 goals on 20 shots, but like I said, his playoff numbers, he's a 159 goals against average. Tonight's Game 2 after this Philly Islanders game, and Eric Johnson won't be playing, and like I said, Grubauer as well.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I was picking, so before Game 1, my X factors were going to be that top line of Sagan, Ben, and Radulov starting to produce, because they haven't been. And they did, massively in Game 1 with the stats that you had just seen. And they looked on point, and they looked dangerous, which is what Dallas really needs. Dallas, I feel like Dallas is a very underestimated team in these playoffs right now, and perhaps underrated. I think they're currently now, I was floating between Dallas's D-core and Carolina's D-core as being the best in the playoffs, and I think Dallas currently has the best D-core in the playoffs of the remaining teams. Colorado, I mean, they score goals and they do it in style. We saw it against Arizona, but we also saw Arizona just kind of become Arizona at the end there. So as impressive it is to score 14 goals in 2 games, I mean, Arizona's a weak team, and also they were a very burnt out team by then. So
Kemper was burnt out.
Basically, looked like they were playing against a high school squad.
He was under fire every single game. It's ridiculous.
3-0 Islanders.
Yep.
Oh,
wow.
So
Toodles.
Yeah. So anyway, without going on for too long, I was debating on the number of games here, but I'm going to stay safe. And I was reading the writers of NHL.com picking this series. 16 writers. One of them picked the Dallas Stars, and that one writer I agree with, and I'm taking Dallas in 7 games.
Ooh.
Nice shot.
Schwim,
Nice.
what do you think?
My pick is
Where's
I went
the
with
forward
before
back?
this game. Yeah, I don't know. Wide open.
God
I
damn
went
it.
with Colorado, obviously, because of what I've seen them do in the playoffs so far. I had Colorado in 6. So they got their work cut out for them because they already lost 1 game. My X factor is the new goalie again, Francouz. He's a full right goalie, which we don't see a lot of anymore. The last time we saw an awesome full right goalie was this guy.
The last time we saw,
This is the last time. He's the last time. It's been a while.
There's never been another.
Nope, nobody as good as this one. He was the best, full right. So
Yeah,
he's got that going for him.
He's got a rough
He's
day
got that
today.
going for him. Name one other good full right goalie that besides Pupa. There's no other ones.
Oh man, I'm sure we can find a
He was the
bunch.
best. Nah,
Someone get back to us on
definitely
that.
not.
Let us know what other full righties there are out there that
I challenge
Schwim
you
is not paying attention
to
to.
find one.
Jesus.
Colorado.
Blackburn.
Good.
Dan Blackburn.
Ooh.
I
He's
said
Hey.
doing
good.
really good.
Matthew Perron was one.
Former Tampa Bay Lightning also.
I'm trying to think. I can't come up with one. So I had originally in my bracket challenge had
know one more.
Colorado going all the way to the. I had Colorado going all the way to the finals, so
Umberto.
inevitably lose to the. Ooh. There you go.
Ooh, what?
I had Colorado going to the finals, but to lose to the Islanders. However,
What?
seeing that
You Islanders Cup
yeah.
final champions?
Your
I
favorite.
do, I do.
Tony.
Yeah, I kind of believe that I have to pick the Islanders. But anyway,
Before
so long story. So let me get this. I had Colorado winning this series until I saw that Grubauer injury, and then I completely switched things up with the brand new untested goalie. Because did they specify with the Grubauer injury? Because to me it looked like a groin.
Lower body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
it
it was
looks.
groin or knee, right?
Yeah, maybe knee. I think he's done.
But you know what though, when he went down, he kind of grabbed with his glove hand into his groin area,
Yeah.
and I will be the first to tell you from experience that is not an easy injury to come back
Schwim
from
knows.
quickly as a goaltender.
I know also.
Schwim knows that.
I do.
Schwim knows that. I know that all too well. That's one of those injuries that gets in your head after you've done it once. It kind of
lingering
gets in your head.
injury.
So it is.
Yeah,
It
Schwim-
is. Both physically and
Schwim
mentally.
playing around. Schwim playing around in
I had it in high
Bone Storm
school.
hockey.
I had in high school. I had a nagging groin injury in high school.
Yeah.
I've
know
had
about
it
it.
multiple times myself. It sucks. But I have Dallas in 6. After that Grubauer injury, I just did not feel good going with Colorado anymore because you have an untested goalie that's coming in, and after that, I think their depth is almost nothing. So another situation where E-Bug Shorts guy could have come into play, but no one asked. No one asked, and I couldn't
E-Bug
say
short
yes.
guy with entourage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're included.
Yes.
Yes, because we can be a hype
You
guys
guys would have
during
to be.
during the whole thing.
Well, actually, what you guys could do is kind of like the traveling Yagers. So every team that I play for, one of you guys has to wear that jersey. So there's like just an entourage of multiple jerseys. My only real issue is if all of a sudden they came into the room and said you have to suit up for the Rangers against the Devils. That would be a big.
Wait. So you would not?
You would
play?
absolutely still do it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I would do it, but it would be one of those things like, here is the Nets.
You know that you would get your ass beat by every single player in that locker room. You would come out a bloody mess. You wouldn't do that anyway because you'd want to show that you could try to make a save in the NHL. I know you.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely try.
To be in that situation, which you know what, the Canes the Canes had a local e-bug that they should have used in their first round series that they didn't. David Ayers was local. He was there. He could have done it. The Canes. But yeah, so Dallas in 6 now at the Grubauer injury, because even if they make it past, there's no way that Colorado can beat Vegas with an untested goaltender.
All right, Mike, quickly, I do have I took Colorado in 7. So, what do you guys got to drink? What are your beers ranks?
Ooh,
3.75. I'll go with this bad boy.
I'm copying Schwim with 3.75. Not bad.
4.
Not a ton of flavor, but refreshing nonetheless. Hey,
I'm only going to 3 because
right now. Fun stat with these remaining remaining playoff teams right now have only won 5 of the last 35 cups. Colorado with 2, Boston 1, Tampa Bay 1, Dallas 1. 5 out of the last 35.
Shorts.
Maybe it'll be a new team.
All right, I'm going a 3. I do not like stouts, but I do love Irish cream. So and that Irish cream flavor is there, so I'm going to 3.
Nice.
That's
guy.
not very good.
Cool guy.
Shorts guy, take it. Schwim, take it.
Take it.
Schwim or Shorts guy? Who's taking it?
Schwim. Sorry, Schwim.
Oh, okay, I'll do it. I want you guys to do something for me, okay? Everyone here, everyone watching at home and everything, say beer can with a British accent. I just taught you how to say bacon with a Jamaican accent. That's what I did right there. Try it.